No, I'm really glad to be here. As Mike said, we go back a few years now, and I've had the privilege of just observing this company. I'm a fan of comedy, been my whole life. Brad and I, since we were little kids, staying up too late past our bedtime, watching Comic Strip Live or watching, late night shows to see these comedians. I've loved comedy my whole life, and I love business. I'm kind of a student of entrepreneurship. I'm not an entrepreneur myself. I do watch Shark Tank occasionally, so that counts. But I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm a pastor. I'm a leader. I'm a life coach. I'm a counselor. That's who I am. And I believe in this business. I believe in Funny for Funds. I love what I've been seeing. It's fantastic to see the figure. I mean, $5.5 million raised. That's a big number, right? It's a big number. It's really exciting. And I believe the sky's the limit for you guys. It's a privilege that you get to be a part of this. You're working with great people. So I'm glad just to share a few thoughts with you, okay? As we wrap it up here today, just a few thoughts. First of all, why I believe in this company. As I said, the comedy angle, the entrepreneurship angle, the charity angle, helping people, right? That's what I'm into, that's what I do. So seeing all those come together is fantastic. But that's still kind of a bit objective, still at a distance, and so I want to tell you a personal story, okay? Because Brad, Bill, Mike descended upon my home state, at least my home state now, Washington, last spring to do a show in Anacortes, Washington. Small, kind of sleepy town, Anacortes, Washington, which Mike refers to as Intercourse, Washington, or at least that's what it sounds like he's saying. But it's Anacortes, Washington. A good friend of mine back there, his dad died of cancer years ago, tragically. And ever since then, he and his sister have worked to try to raise money for cancer research in their area. And he found out about this business because of his connection with me and my connection with Brad and these guys. And so they worked things out to have those guys come out to Washington. I think it was your first West Coast show. Was the first time? Probably the farthest one you guys ever done, right?
100 miles.
Yeah, a long way, right? So they came out, and between you and me, guys, I was a little apprehensive. I thought, how's this gonna go? I believe in these guys and they're talented, but they're New Englanders. Washington's a different place, different culture, and just kind of wondering and wanting it to go well. And I was able to see not only did the show go extremely well, they raised more money in that one show than they had in all their previous endeavors. The show went great. Not only that, but the weekend surrounding the show, just being there in that little town, population of, 47 or something, this tiny little town, but watching these guys infiltrate that town, infuse that town with some energy, with laughter, with that experience is amazing. And I have 3 young girls. They're going to be joining me here in just a little bit. They're coming up from Warwick right now. My girls weren't able to be part of the show, but they were part of the rest of the weekend, just going around town, talking to people, promoting the show. And they said, I kid you not, they said that was like the best weekend of our lives. Now listen, we had spent a lot of money going to Disney World not long before that week. I said, I remember this vividly. I'm saying, are you serious? Like, girls, we just went to Disney World. And seriously, that was, then they said, yeah, that was the greatest weekend. We did have the vomiting flu go through our family when we were in Orlando, so I guess that's a factor. So I don't want to inflate your guys' egos too much, but they did have a great time because the experience of it. They love laughing. They love the energy. They love the personal connection. Guys, what you're a part of is meaningful stuff. So the mantra, it's been said several times today, and I've heard it from Mike probably 57 times. We don't just book shows, we book moments, right? Listen, moments are meaningful. Moments are meaningful. Not a small deal, it's a big deal. Substantial stuff you guys are up to. Get to be part of that. It's pretty awesome. So I believe in Funny for Funds, and then I just want to say this. I believe in you. Now, I don't know you. It's kind of a weird thing to say that I believe in you, but I do believe in you because I know people. For the last 2 decades, I've been working with people. Lots and lots of people, 20 years. All right? And here's what I know about people. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has an ability. And not only that, but deep down, each one of you have a longing to use your gift, to do what you do. It was said earlier, hey, not everyone in this room is a comedian. Some of you are, a lot of you are, some of you are not. You're entrepreneurs, you're marketers, but you have something to offer, something to bring, and you were designed to use that ability to serve other people, to benefit other people. And this company creates an amazing context for that. To use that gift that you have to serve people, whatever that is. And not only do you have that gift and an opportunity because of this company, but you have people around you, people to team up with, to work with, who can even help you sharpen your gift, get better at what you do, find your lane, where you fit, what you're made to do, because again, not everyone can do the same thing. Some of you may be hosts, others may be headliners, some of you may just do the marketing part and the promo part. I mean, we're all different, right? But you're in a group where you can learn, you can figure out who you are, you can use that gift. I mean, how amazing is that, guys? You live in the best country in the world, at the best time in human history. We're not stuck in a sweatshop somewhere, right, or a coal mine. You guys get to do this kind of work. It's pretty awesome. And make some money doing it, by the way, too, which is also awesome, right? It's fantastic. And along with that, I'll tell you this. There's this thing just to be wary of, to watch out for, that affects all of us. And here's what it looks like. So I coach basketball, my daughter's team. Okay, she's 12 years old. She's on this competitive basketball team. And something happened the other day that I thought was interesting. We had this game. Girls have done well. They're probably won about half their games, lost about half their games, but they're improving. They've come a long way. They didn't win too much in the beginning. They're doing better. So we're riding home from the game. This was a tough one. They lost. Okay, so my daughter's processing what happened, and she's talking to me about it. And as she's talking about the game and her experience with it, I want you to guess now, of two scenarios, what do you think happened? Here are two scenarios with that conversation. Do you think that she was talking to me about her part and what she realizes she didn't do well and how she could do better, how she could improve? Or do you think she brought up to me what so-and-so did wrong and how this other girl wasn't in her position? And which do you think she brought up? The prior or the latter? Latter. Scenario two. Why'd you say? Because you guys understand human nature. What's human nature? Human nature is to pick apart everybody else and what they could be doing and what so-and-so did wrong and how they blew it. We've all experienced that, right? This is natural. I'm not throwing my daughter under the bus. You do it too. I do it too. It's just natural, right? But it's also corrosive. It can be a negative thing. It can rob us of the pleasure and the freedom of doing what we're excited about doing. So I would just say, hey, this is a pitfall to be aware of, right? And to watch out for, and to instead pivot toward the positive of, hey, look, this is a great company. It's growing like wildfire. I get the privilege of being a part of this, and I'm learning, and I'm growing, and instead of the sort of negative, destructive feedback, you guys have an environment in which positive, constructive feedback can happen, and you can all find your lane, and you can go out there and crush it, being who you were designed to be, doing what you do, offering what you can offer. Okay, so again, I believe in this company. I believe in you. I'm excited about what's going to happen. I believe that number is going to grow. You're 5.5 million raised, probably go to 10, 20 million. I mean, branches, you're talking about your goals for the multiplication of branches. And I've seen the proofs in the pudding. I've seen it happen. I've seen what happened in Anacortes, Washington last spring. And it's exciting stuff. It's fantastic. So I'll leave you with that. Keep it concise here. Appreciate you guys sitting through this and learning what you've learned and giving ideas and sharing, and get a good path ahead of you.